Let's take a look at another of the Windows network troubleshooting tools. This one is ipconfig. If you are inside a command prompt, which once again I am, I'm actually just going to type ipconfig and space / question mark. I want to find out my options. And let's see here. I got lots of choices here. Typically, when we issue the command ipconfig, our main goal is to find out what is my current IP address information, which I can do that just by typing ipconfig with no additional parameters and hit enter. And here I have my information. If I'm running IPv6, I do have that. My particular IP address of this machine I have listed here, 10.1.0.217, with a subnet mask of 255.255.0.0. The other piece of information here, let's see if they make it clear. Oh, I know. If I want to see more, notice if I scroll back up here, one of my choices is right here, ipconfig / all, which is detailed information. What I find interesting, most people will do this, ipconfig space / all. I'm a big proponent of type as little as possible. So I'm going to save one whole keystroke here, and I'm going to do an ipconfig / all with no spaces at all. Of course, some of you are like, that's never going to work. I hit enter. Hey, it works just fine. In addition to the IP address information, that I still have the same IP address, of course, 10.1.0.217 with the same mask. The other piece of information it shows me is like my default gateway. And the big one is DHCP enabled. Now, of course, I can go into the properties sheet of my local area network connection and find out there. But if you're a network admin, you're probably a big fan of command line stuff. So, hey, this is how I can find it out inside the command prompt. DHCP is enabled. Now, if I change that, let's do this. If I go to my network properties here, I'm just going to go to Control Panel, and then Network, and Sharing, and Change Adapter Settings. Here's my local area network connection. I can go to Properties. IPv4, that's the one we're interested in right now, Properties. If I want to change that, I could do it right here. And we said, well, we had 10.1.0. In fact, let me bring up my command prompt window again and kind of just copy these settings. I have my IP address, my mask, and my gateway, 10.1.0.1. So using that, let's go ahead and set this 10.1.0.217. We said we had a mask of 255.255.0.0, default gateway 10.1.0.1. And I'm going to use my favorite DNS server, 4.2.2.2, and say OK. Now, I could choose to validate settings upon exit. I'm going to say, no, I have full confidence. Close and close. And then if I come back to my command prompt, using one of the other troubleshooting steps we've talked about, is ping. Let's see if I'm still getting out. Can I ping google.com? Yep. So I have verified that I can get across. Now I want to know what changed in the output of the ipconfig / all. In this case, if I scroll up here now, I'm looking for that same output. I can bring attention to it right here. DHCP enabled now? No. And why is DHCP not enabled anymore? Because I went in and manually set or statically set the IP address on this box. If I want to put it back, let me just bring up my property sheet, local area network connection, go back to IPv4, and I'm going to set it back to obtain automatically both DNS and the IP address and say OK, OK. Minimize this, come back. Once again, I'm going to do clear the screen out. I'm going to do an ipconfig / all and scroll up. Now, once again, it's been returned to the state it was when we first started. If I look at the DHCP enabled section there, yes, it is enabled again. Is everything still working? Let's make sure. Ping NewYorkTimes.com. Replies, OK. So that's another one of those tools you can use. Command line, all the power. ipconfig tells you your current status, and if you change something, to verify that that change took effect. So I would say this is one of those valuable Windows tools that you will use many times in your network admin job.